NCAA indoor and outdoor first-team All-American for the shot put. One of UGA's strongest individuals, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Kolesnikoff. I think you're so strong that if right now you decided you wanted to become the host of this podcast, you could.
Probably, yeah.
How did that happen? How did you get into Harvard?
You know, a lot of people telling me I'd never throw again. I only had 4 discs in my lower back. I lost feeling below my right knee. I couldn't do much.
So Harvard saw this broken kid. Basically, all the bones in your body were broken. They're like, that's the guy.
But be honest with me now. What did your Harvard friends think about you and getting your master's at UGA?
Anyone who has any idea about colleges in the US will see Georgia and UGA as like, I would love to go to that bloody school.
Underdawgs podcast. And just stop following anything else in life. Follow us.
Welcome. I'm Massimo Ballou, the most Italian-American dude at UGA, and I'm here with Mitchell Holt.
It's a pleasure to be here. How are you doing today, Massey?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, considering our guest is from Australia, do we want to get into it? Or is this even the right outlet to talk about this stuff?
I think there's no better place than here.
One of the most important newspapers in America said that Donald Trump is doing the first moves to get Australia to become the 51st state of America.
Oh my God.
It's unreal, man.
Anyways, welcome to the Underdog podcast, the #1 podcast at UGA. Today's guest is unbelievable. He's a well-refined gentleman off the field. He's an outstanding athlete who took home gold in the Ivy League championship. But listen to me. When he takes off his Harvard uniform, he is one of us, a dog deep in his bones. He wasn't satisfied with just the Ivy League recognition. He wanted to conquer the NCAA. And oh boy, he did. With UGA, he became an NCAA indoor and outdoor first-team All-American for the shot put, leaving everybody speechless. One of UGA's strongest individuals, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Kolesnikoff.
Thank you for having me on. Strongest individual? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there.
I think you can make a pretty good running for it.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Okay, I'm strong, but I'm not like crazy strong.
Well, I mean, I saw a squatting video on your Instagram, and I didn't see a single room for another plate to be added on there.
Yeah. That was, I mean, I do a lot of box squats. I've had a history of back issues. So
Lower back?
yeah, lower back. I've had
Let me
spinal
put it
surgery,
this
everything.
way. I think you're so strong that if right now you decided you wanted to become the host of this podcast, you could.
Probably, yeah.
A little too confident, all right.
We were actually talking about it.
You're doing a good job. I won't take over, but yeah.
If you wanted to, you could. I remember we talked about it at what was it? We were at a party, an athlete party, and we were discussing. You said I could probably take everybody here if I wanted to. And by the way, that's a thought that every man has. As soon as I see a human being, I'm like, could I take him? And most of the time, it's no.
No. Well, you always gotta like think about how you could in some miraculous instance where he like falls in a certain way that you have the chance.
See, these are intrusive thoughts. We can't expose too many of these right now.
No, you're right. You're right. We should probably pivot a little bit here.
Yeah. Now let's talk about serious things.
Okay.
You were born in Australia.
Yes.
You studied at Harvard. You got your degree at Harvard in economy, correct?
Economics, correct. Yeah.
Economics, pardon. The Italian translation never works. How did that happen? How did you get into Harvard?
So a lot of it was because I wanted to come to the US for track and field, in particular, like to throw shot put. And I had many opportunities on the table, offers and whatnot. And Harvard was one of them, and I couldn't turn that down. Harvard's Harvard, as we always say. But a lot of it was because at the same time as deciding what I wanted to do, I injured my back pretty badly. So, a lot of people telling me I'd never throw again. I only had 4 discs in my lower back. I lost feeling below my right knee. I couldn't do much.
So Harvard saw this broken kid. Basically, all the bones in your body were broken. They're like, that's the guy.
No, they didn't see that. The thing is, they saw the guy at World Juniors a few months earlier who did pretty well. And they gave me an opportunity, an offer. So and I had another offer on the table from another really good school. And, I love the coach there too. But, at the time, not knowing whether I'd ever be able to throw again, I had to take the opportunity at Harvard. there is no system like the NCAA where they have the facilities they have the broad sort of competition across the country with some of the best talent around the world. And America's a large country, so a lot of the talent is born here, but there's no system like it. So that's the reason why. And I don't know, it's just a cool adventure, right?
Yeah.
I went to the same private boys' school in Sydney from the age of 6 to 18. Hadn't really seen much more than that besides traveling here and there. But so I wanted to sort of do something else as well, right? And what better place than going to the Northeast and experiencing negative 25 degrees Celsius weather?
Yeah, that'll make a man out of any boy.
Yeah, indeed. But no, I love my experience here so far. I still think Australia's the greatest country on planet Earth. Vegemite hat. I'm going to rep the brand, but I'm not sponsored by them. But still, it's
is it just one of those Australian brands that you go, you see 100 guys wearing?
Oh well, I mean, Vegemite's a food, and it's like a black tar-looking spread you put on bread, and no one likes it except for me. So it's sort of you have to try and channel the right energy, and the preparation's so important. Like, make sure you have the right sleep and hydration and nutrition and whatnot. Because, for me, as I said before, I'm strong, but I'm not crazy strong. So a lot of what I do is like central nervous system, reactivity and aggression. And if you're tired and flat and you're like sitting like this, you're not going to be there on the day. So it's, yeah.
Listen, could you please reenact what hitting a personal best would be? I would do it right now, but I promised everybody I was not going to.
I can't do it now. Listen. In 2018, I had another interview and I fell for that and I started screaming on the camera.
Fell for it. What are the repercussions?
There's no repercussions. I was just that guy. That guy starts screaming on a video. It's like
it's beautiful. Poetry.
I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll blow all the bloody speakers out. But nah, you can just watch it. You can watch the videos or come to a meet whenever you want. But
pleasure. With pleasure. I remember when I was looking through the Instagram and I was like, all right, who is this guy? Yeah. And I saw that video and I watched it probably 3 or 4 times. I loved it. I loved it.
That last video on 20th of January last year, 2045 indoor PB for the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. I felt good that day, but you can't envisage that moment. You can practice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start screaming and shouting like this, but I don't control myself in that moment. I start screaming. I see someone, my coach, my friend. Well,
it's just after that moment. That's when you know it's the most natural, and just not even planning it because that is the best reaction. It's like I was watching that video and I knew how genuine it was.
Oh yeah, no idea.
There's nothing better.
That's the best part about the sport. That's why I want more people to scream because when I was younger, I was a bit sort of not shy, but I used to train with a lot of the older high school kids when I was 10, 11, 12, and they used to say, "Alex, start screaming." And I don't know if they said that at the time to try and make me that weird kid to start screaming for no reason, but I did. Imagine you're doing the same sport as me, but you're just doing it perfectly normal, and then this weird young kid starts screaming, going crazy. They wanted me to be that guy, but I think in the end, it sort of actually made me a better thrower because it sort of allows you not to hold back.
Yeah.
That's like anything. It's whether you go to the gym or whether you do anything in life, don't hold back. Yeah. So that's sort of,
I was about to say.
I never hold back.
Do you ever go at Ramsey and you hear somebody yelling extremely loud and everybody shuts down and they turn around?
I've seen that happen a plethora of times.
I think it's respect. Everyone has their certain, whatever, threshold they're working within. If they try to push 135 as their bench max, then let them go for it. I'm not gonna have a go at them for scream 135.
No. Respect.
So
respect.
No, I think that's one thing. I completely right. Completely right. People make fun of people for doing that. Yeah. Whenever I hear someone do that, I always get a little smile on my face and turn around and see what's going on. I'm like, okay, there we go.
I actually did that in the gym today. I was doing snatch. And every single one was just screaming, and then people just keep coming to me. I could hear some of the other team making weird grunt sounds, make fun of me or whatever it was. But I can't control that. If I'm gonna go after something, I have to go after it. I'm not gonna hold myself back.
Bro, I do the same thing when I play soccer. I just become a different. I don't know. There's something about the adrenaline that hits your brain, and then you become a beast.
But are you one of those soccer players that gets tapped in the shoulder and they start falling down? No,
thankfully not. Thankfully not.
Okay,
I played with this guy. He's a completely different guy.
Because the thing is, I watch all these soccer players, and these guys grew up in some of the hardest lives, and they've come out now and they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. and they get tapped on the bloody ankle. And, I'm out for the
Okay,
season.
that's the type of player that you don't want against, but you do want him on your side.
Yeah, fair
because
enough.
if there's 2 minutes left on the clock and you really need
Force a
something,
penalty.
right?
Yeah.
A free kick in a good area, then you fall down.
No.
I wouldn't have done that. Now,
Okay.
you will ask me, have you done that in your career as a soccer player?
yeah, definitely
Maybe once or twice, yes. But most of the times I was the one putting people down. That's
very
just the
good.
way I play.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you, but I would rather lose with dignity than win like that. I'm sorry. I have to turn off soccer games when it happens. I can't watch it because I see these grown men, like you said, from the hardest locations, and they're flailing. I gotta go.
Like I know this guy is a tough bastard.
Oh, yeah.
And he's rolling around the floor like a princess. But
Exactly.
anyway,
No, that's why I love American football. Just through and through.
you gotta watch rugby, mate.
Oh, is it better?
Oh yeah, like they just start like line them up and just take them out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Especially
They don't even wear helmets in rugby.
No.
Do you don't wear any pads? Is it like a girdle? Like not even that?
No.
No, really?
Just straight, toughness.
Oh, dude.
That's like, you gotta watch. Like I'm Australian,
Okay.
and I've grown up loving rugby my whole life.
Yeah.
But you watch like the New Zealanders and the South Africans; those guys are they're some strong bastards.
New Zealanders, really?
Oh, the All Blacks, they're the best rugby team in the world.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Like they're so good. Like even as Australian,
You're
I'll say
talking
they're
to
so
a guy
good.
who didn't know who Simone Biles was.
I knew who Simone Biles was. I
Really?
just wasn't 100% positive about what she looked like. All right.
Actually,
He had no clue who Simone Biles
some of my teammates got photos with her last week when she was here. I wanted a photo with Simone Biles. Like imagine that; it just would have been
So
hilarious.
No, it would have been.
Oh my
Hold
god!
on. Her husband, right?
She's-
Mate.
he's a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably bigger than you.
Like I don't know.
He's massive.
No, I think he's 6'4", 6'3".
Oh, small.
Okay.
I think he's 6'4", 6'3".
He was just gigantic, and next to her, it just
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, great.
She's
for the,
unbelievable.
Great for the sport, right?
Oh, 100%.
unbelievable. Yeah, how much do you guys know each other? I know in the world of track and field, you know a little bit of everybody. But in the world of gymnastics, for example, what's the connection between the different sports groups at UGA?
At UGA?
Yeah, different athletes in different sports.
I mean, it really depends, like the individual. Like, in passing, you might meet somewhere, whether it's like out downtown or, I get like, Athletes in Action, Team United on Sundays. So you meet different people there and whatnot. So I guess it's sort of dependent on the relationships you have outside of the sport. I personally would like, a bit more of a sort of, cohesive group of athletes.
Yeah.
Like, the funny thing is, like at Harvard, we had 1,500 people per class, or was that like 6,000 people in the whole university? Here at UGA, there's 30,000.
Yeah.
And we had more athletic teams at Harvard than they do at UGA, so there's less athletes here than there was there. But I feel like at Harvard, we knew a few more people than I do here. But at the same time, I was there for 4 years, and I come here as
That's
a
what it
23, 24-year-old. Everyone looks at that guy going, geez, bro, he's ready to retire soon. So it's like, maybe like him, I don't know, that's just my personal experience, but I know a few people here and there.
Yeah. I imagine it's like a homing beacon, too. You see an athlete, you can usually just tell by some of the way they're built.
Oh, yeah.
See him in passing. I always get the backpack's always my little homing
The
signal. I'm
backpack.
like, found
Oh,
him.
yeah. Like, I'm definitely that guy on campus. Like, the thing of me is, I have some nice clothes, but I don't want to wear anything nice to class. I just want to be there in my UGA top. I wear my black, tracky pants, or what do you guys call sweatpants, and just want to be chill and calm. Like, people walk into class wearing full suit, sometimes a tie.
You're talking about Harvard, right?
No, here.
Oh, did you do that at Harvard? Like wearing up in the sweatpants?
Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't care, bro.
There we go.
Like, okay, sometimes I did.
You're a guy who went to Harvard, not a Harvard
Come
guy.
on.
I like
No,
that.
hey, sometimes I did wear nice stuff to class, but no. Usually I had practice straight after my classes, so I just whatever I wear to class, I just go straight to practice in. But if I didn't have practice that day for whatever reason, I wear something okay. But like, I mean, just because you went to Harvard doesn't mean it's like stereotypical, suit and tie with perfectly shined shoes. Although I do like to shine my shoes.
I went to one party at Harvard.
Yeah, you went to the Speed, didn't you?
I don't know which one I went to.
It was like,
pretty awesome.
Was it like an outside one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was not supposed to be there. And then all of a sudden,
Mate, you can do whatever you want.
I was there.
That's a mentality.
I was there. I had a great
You're
time.
that guy.
I had a great time. I locked my cousin who was hosting me at his house out of his dorm room. By the way, very nice dorm rooms.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Right? They're all in wood, very...
I mean, it depends. Like, I lived in a house called Lowell House. So we all live in like one of 12 upperclassmen houses, except for all the freshmen live in Harvard Yard, and they're all beautiful. Like have beautiful like bell towers and dining halls and all that type of stuff, courtyards. It's fantastic. Whenever I go back, I try to break in. I know a few of the like old managers that still work there and stuff, so they'll sort of open the gates for me whenever I go back and just walk around.
Did you have any relationship with people in clubs at Harvard?
I mean, I knew friends and stuff. You know, we go to different parties and whatnot. But
Bro, they have plenty of secrets. Those clubs,
they do.
They just got.
Oh yeah. No, I know a lot of people in the clubs. But
Yeah.
I hear stuff. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
No, nobody can. You're gonna get murdered if you do.
I know.
It's just there's not the same mystery here with the Greek life at UGA. There's a lot of great things here in the Greek life at UGA.
Man.
but not the same.
No,
mystery.
there's no mystery about it.
I actually get FOMO here.
There's no. I saw things on Yik Yak. They're just posting them out now, and it's like, oh wow, everything that happens will get out there.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. Sorry, what were you
No,
saying?
I was just gonna say I get like FOMO looking around like all this like frat stuff going on here. I think it'd be sick.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, me personally, it would be so detrimental to my athletics if I was a part of a frat or any of that type of stuff. But man, just like to live like a day in the life, like it's just it looks funny. Like,
We'll go back to these like hypotheticals. You know, it's. Let's take it away from see if we could take this guy who just walked in the door to what if I just completely said forget athletics and went full frat boy? What would my life be?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
I would never. The thing is, actually, I think if I never did athletics, I would have definitely never come to the US.
Okay.
And I probably would be on a different career trajectory.
So,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you go. You go. Ask a question.
First of all, did we get that camera right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it rolling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We had some camera issues. I was checking.
Canon.
But no, I wanted to talk about you talk about objectives.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the fact that you just can't stay without having
Yeah.
a goal set in your mind, correct?
Yeah.
What is your goal right now?
My goal right now, I mean, there's always like a sort of a range of goals. It's like, what do I want to achieve in the short term? What do I want to achieve in the long term?
Okay, tell me
I
short
think
term
over
first
these,
and then long term.
over these next few weeks, I'm sort of recovering from a bit of an injury right now. I'm good. Like I'm throwing pretty well. I've been hitting some really good numbers compared to what I was doing last year, which is also a good period last year at the same time. So just staying healthy, and I'd like to hit, 20 something in training in the next couple of weeks, 20 meters. It's like sort of training goals I'd like to set, so I know I'm on the right track to reach my long-term goals. This season, we have the World Championships in September, so definitely would love to represent Australia there. That's in Tokyo, but yeah, that's my goal distance-wise. And then just obviously just finishing up, school. It's my last semester ever, hopefully, after 6 years. So just definitely winding that up and doing pretty well. Like I love learning. Sometimes going to class is a pain in the ass. Sometimes when you just don't feel like getting out,
Yeah.
and going to class for
But don't you feel
walking in -5 degrees Celsius. Not bloody liking that, but I love the learning process.
Don't you feel like that for training too? Or you're always motivated?
The thing is, on the days when your body feels really, really bad, yes, you say in the moment you don't want to be there.
But then when you're done,
No, but like when you're done, you're like, damn, I actually feel pretty good. It's like yesterday, and it's hard to believe I'm 315 pounds, but they had me running sprints. So yesterday I did my sprint workout, and on my 5th set of like 15-meter sprints, my hamstring sort of like spasmed a little bit. So I was like, oh, but then today warming up, I had like various different lifts. So then they made me do like a 45-minute sort of band workout plus like more warm-up sets for the snatch. And then I finished, I'm like, damn, my hamstring feels so much better. Like I feel good. I was complaining a million times. Like everyone's sending text messages to the various coaches saying like, our gym assistant Tyler is sending messages to our head coach or our lifting coach John, like, oh, Alex is complaining about his hamstring. What should we do? And they're like, okay, just don't make him run again today. So, but they maybe keep lifting, but like, oh, just add more warm up sets. You always love it in the not in the moment. You'll always love it afterwards, but sometimes in the moment you're like, eh. But in the grand scheme of things, I love the process. I love the process.
So then, what is it going to look like long term for you after you're done at UGA?
I need to work that out. Right now, I'm looking for jobs.
Okay. Because you got a master's in accounting, right? Or that's what you're working on currently?
No. I did my master's in accounting last year, and I'm doing my MSBA now. So it's like business analytics, which is like data science.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoy that. It's more technical. Actually, the thing is, accounting is more like practical skills in terms of like the accounting and business world. The MSBA is more like technical skills like coding and analysis and all that, analytics and stuff like that. So I want to go into like finance or consulting, some sort of strategy role. Eventually retire young as a goal, but everyone says that. But in terms of my track goals, I want to just keep doing as much as possible. Definitely 2028 Olympics is the goal. I think that's like a prime age, late 20s for throwing. You reach sort of physical, strength, sort of, you optimize that. And, see what I can do there. I know I'm capable of throwing really far, but I do a lot of dumb shit that gets me injured, that sort of holds me back here and there. So
What is the dumb shit you do?
I mean, the classic one, and everyone brings it up to me all the time. So in October last year, no, not last year, 2023, so my first year at Georgia, I dislocated my pinky finger.
How do you do that?
Box jumping.
What is that?
You jumping onto a box. So I, from the ground to a box, and I like landed, and then I like sort of like not lost balance, but I sort of put my hand down to like get off the box, and my pinky fingers went out the other way, and said a few choice words, snapped my finger back into place. Everyone makes fun of me saying I carried on like a pork chop, complaining my pinky finger just got dislocated. It actually did. No one believes me. It actually did. So that took me a couple, 2 weeks or so to just get strong again. But that's the type of dumb stuff I do. So now whenever my coach sees me in the training room getting some sort of treatment by the staff there, he always looks at me going, okay, what have you done wrong now?
Bro,
nothing. I'm just getting healthier.
I was shaking your hand just when you arrived. Your hands are massive.
And a very firm handshake.
I mean,
You could hold me and Mitchell in your hands.
but he's like, my right hand, this is my right hand, so much more swollen than my left. It's because I tape it up and stuff when I'm throwing. And it just gets so strong over the years. Like,
Is it the blood that doesn't circulate? Or no,
I mean,
is there like muscles in your? How does it?
Probably, like-
hand muscles work?
yeah, probably. I mean, you have to ask the scientists about that one, but
Yeah,
I would assume so. Like,
just never thought about it. We never
Like-
talk about hand muscles.
It's smooth tissue. It takes a long time to build up.
I mean, you look at like the top throwers in the world, like Joe Kovacs and Ryan Krauser and Fabry from Italy. Like these guys have some massive hands on them. They're just fat, and like over time, it just happens. And then people say to me, "Oh my God, your hand looks swollen." I'm like, "What do you think I do for an hour or two every single day of my life? Like, I throw a 16-pound ball. It's going to happen eventually, right?" But the thing is, like, I mean, a lot of people complain to me saying my hand looks purple when I throw because I do it really tight. And the whole point of that is, try and make sure like it's not too soft, and just try and build as much pressure in the hand.
Have you ever heard? And I'm mentioning this because it's one of the most brutal sports there is. I talked to you about this the other day. It's like 27 MMA fights happening at the same time. It's a mix of rugby, MMA, boxing. It's
Is it Italian?
wonderful. It's
Italian?
actually the most wonderful sport in the world.
You watch a lot of it?
Well, it only happens in summer, and it only happens in this historical square in Florence called Piazza Santa Croce,
Yeah.
in front of the eyes of God. And you see these 27 men. So there's a goal on one side, a goal on the other, and these 27 men going at it like there's no tomorrow.
You gotta send me the link. I'll watch it.
You need to participate in that.
I'm not doing that. The thing of it is, I'm too fragile. I'm too precious.
10 years. Give it 10 years. 10 years. How long do you think your career could last in this sport?
You said 2028.
Till I'm 30, at least give me
30.
5-6 years at least.
Okay, I'll give you
actually. Although we got the 2032 Olympics in Brisbane, Australia, so maybe I'll hold out till then. Actually, I should hold out till then. So that's what, bloody 7 years.
Give priority to that.
Of
When
course.
you're done.
I'll give you a phone
and
call.
you're looking for that bit of adrenaline.
Just go.
You go play
Stop.
calcio storico fiorentino. Brutal.
It's insane.
Amazing. Actually, my dad wanted to play it for a while.
Sounds made up.
No, it's not. Look it up on your phone.
I don't doubt it. You show me.
Are you talking about my dad wanting to join or the sport
It's
existing? What is it?
The sport existing.
Look it up. Historical soccer, Florence.
Send me a link later. I'll look
I
it
will.
later. I'm too distracted.
It's not
now.
made up. I'm not kidding.
The thing is, I'll end up bloody watching it, and then I'll start watching reels, and then I'm locked into the trap.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. These people, and they're not professionals. So back in the day, it used to. So the first time,
You're telling me this is just random guys that are pulling off the street?
yeah.
I thought these were like trained fighters.
So
Hold on, we're trying to pull up the clip right now.
are we trying to put it up on the screen?
Yeah, no,
Please.
it's
Let's have a live reaction to it. Actually, this is interesting.
Hopefully this YouTube video is good.
So the way it started during the period in which Rome was trying to invade Florence. Florence had no chance to win it. And to make fun of their enemy, they started playing this game as of, we don't give a fuck of what you guys are doing.
Okay, let's watch the match.
Do you have some highlights of the game maybe that we could pull up? And so it's all these neighborhoods. There's 4 neighborhoods. You see what happens there? These guys are brutal.
This is just a legal fight.
It's a legal fight.
It's a legal fight.
Where basically everything is allowed.
And everyone's probably just completely, juiced up on something.
Let me see if we
I don't
can.
think they're doing drug tests on this.
Of course not. They're probably not even checking people's IDs.
Oh, no.
They're just like, oi. Yeah, good to go. You're good to go. Yeah.
But look, it's a thing that involves the entire city. You have these guys waving the flag are called as bandieratori. There's a whole process. These are the clothes historically to recall to the certain period in which the sport was invented. Look at that. These are the blue. And all the colors are associated with the neighborhood. And every neighborhood participates to prove we are superior to everybody else.
Sounds like a gang war. Like a.
Thing is, are you allowed to bash the people on the ground? Or is it like once they're on the ground, you can't tell? Oh, they're going crazy.
No. Once they're on the ground, they can't do anything anymore.
Okay.
But you can do everything to put them on the ground. Like you can go 2v1. You can do 3v1 on a guy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's no rules. You can do whatever you want.
It's pretty unbelievable. I've been to a game. It was incredible. And the atmosphere, because everybody feels it.
Jeez.
Yeah, that guy's jacked.
So there's smaller guys and there's bigger guys. The smaller guys are the ones that run. The bigger guys, it's like in football, basically.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a bucket list goal of mine now.
That's ridiculous.
See, it wasn't made up. I'm telling you.
No.
So if you ever happen to swing by in Florence when you're 35.
I'll give you a call and then,
Right?
hey, you should get that too and meet 1v1, I'll see you on the court.
Bro, I'm only coming towards you if it's a 4v1.
Ooh,
With another 3 Mitchells, maybe I'll consider it.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, we got that. That's
ridiculous.
We got like 3 distractions. It'll be okay. But I want to bring it back more to kind of that sports and kind of get a little bit deeper into it. So I want to know because you've won multiple titles, what were some of the best moments of your career?
I think one of the most sort of important moments in my career was, and this sounds crazy, but winning the national schools title when I was 15 years old. Because that was at a point where I had lost so many times. Like I came like second, third, or whatever it was. But Australia's a small country, so it's not like, second, third, good. But I'd lost so many times, but I was always capable of winning. And it was more me mentally not being, I think, as mature as I needed to be great at the time. But winning that national title when it was in Melbourne, 2015, with a 4 kilo shot, that's how long ago it was. It's like 8.8 pounds. But that was so pivotal in me believing that I actually can do it. Because like you always know you can do it, but you have to actually sometimes see it to believe it.
Yeah.
So that was the most important moment. And then pretty much after that, like I never looked back. There's a few competitions where, I didn't win at like school levels or whatever it may be, but I really sort of took that and, I was slingshot, up the ranks. And then the next, 2 years, then I started getting on like the world top, 10 in the world for like under 18s. And, we had World Juniors in Finland in 2018. That was under 20s, but I was only like 17 at the time. And I came 11th there. So I was like, okay, I'm starting to see that I can actually do pretty well in the sport. And that's why, that's back to the question earlier today was, why did I come to the US? It's because I had moments like this growing up where I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm going, I won Youth Commonwealth Games in the Bahamas in 2017. That was a big moment for me because my first like international competition win, my big international competition win. And I was like, okay, I'm actually good enough. So I got to go to the US because at that point, I sort of lost a lot of the competition in Australia because everyone was now, behind because I was always winning most of the comps. So I wanted something more to challenge me. So then coming to the US, I think one of my biggest moments was after my spinal surgery, having that first competition in my freshman year at Harvard. And I threw 1777, I think it was, which is probably like 58 feet, 58 something. And that was like a big thing for me because that was 15 months after like I injured my back that I finally got back again. So that was like, really sort of exciting for me. Because at that moment I was like, okay, I'm going to do the sport because I love it. Mm-hmm. And whether I get great at it, we'll see what happens. And then COVID happened. I went back to Australia and I trained my ass off with my coach Brucey back there and working in my little, rusty gym that my dad used to have back in the 1980s or whatever it was. I really worked hard. Then I got up to the sort of the high ranks, and I was throwing like close to 20 meters.
And during that time, weren't you doing school still?
Yeah. See, I had a good GPA at Harvard. I had a good GPA. It could have been so much better. Like, it could have been like 3 9s if my sophomore year was not online. Because that sophomore year, oh my God, most of my classes were like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That was not fun. And then at the same time, like I said before, like I get bored really quickly. So I was, trying to find a few jobs. So I'd coached at my old high school a few times a week. I coached at an athletic or track and field club, for like, I was at age of 6 to 15. So a lot of the juniors. I also worked for one of my mum's clients. I was working, technically 3 jobs, plus taking online classes, plus training 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah. So
you weren't bored. I'll tell you
yeah,
that.
but that was not an easy time. But that was like another moment in my sort of career that I was like, okay, I know I have what it takes now. And I think that season I threw 1981, which is 65 feet, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to really get back there because I hadn't really seen a lot of this post injury, but that sort of a year or so of COVID really gave me an opportunity to sort of slingshot me up. And at that moment was when we're like, okay, now let's start considering the opportunity to go to transfer after Harvard to go to grad school and do something like a Georgia or whatever it may have been.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to have eligibility remaining. And then throwing 2069 in my last year at Harvard and a few other 20-meter comps. And then I went into nationals that year ranked 4th, but I shit the bed at nationals. And I think I came 9th, 10th. I can't remember what it was. But it's like these little moments, these little failures that sort of just remind me, okay, like you have a lot more work to do to get great, but it's sort of, just, it's like golf. You want to come back again tomorrow.
Going back to that golf reference.
And then had the opportunity to come to Georgia, and I think now working with Coach Babbitt, he's really trained me to become a professional. Because at some point in life, you just can't always have a coach there holding your hand. So he's sort of teaching me how to really find that sort of perseverance. And I've always had perseverance in my sort of, training and just life in general. But it's, in a tough moment when you have no one else to hold your hand, like you have to figure out how to channel some sort of energy and motivation to, keep performing at a high level. Because like here at Georgia, when they tell me practice is at 3:30 or whatever time it is, and then you have to go to lift and there's people screaming at you you lift the bar, I'm not going to have that in a year's time if I go work in whichever city I go work in. So I have to learn now how to really bring it out of myself.
And what is that process like?
It's hard. But I think if you can somehow learn these things now, and this is sort of my sort of thought process over this past 6 months and moving forward towards, June where we have nationals and then obviously after I leave Georgia, if you can learn these things now, and we're talking, I trained last year with another thrower called Gavin, absolute legend, love that guy. But whenever I was having a bad day, he was always there. Somehow, whenever I was having a bad day, he always had a good day. So, but I never wanted to lose to him. So I always push myself beyond, above and beyond. But now I don't have that. And I think it's kind of a good thing. So like, I have to really force myself to, if I feel like shit, you feel good. You have to feel good. If you come to practice feeling, I'm a bit slow or whatever, well, you have to figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, you don't figure it out. But you have to try to figure it out. And if you fail trying to figure it out, at least you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just clicks. Like my training over the last few weeks has been a bit sort of stagnant and I've been a bit of a plateau. But these last couple of days, I'm starting to figure it out. So it's a really complex.
Turns on and off.
It's a really complex process. But as I said before, it's all about reactivity and for me making sure I have the right sort of things set up like sleep and nutrition and everything. And like we just started classes, so revisiting that different routine again, and that's going to become sort of the norm for the next 4 months. But at first, it's sort of a bit of a shock to the system because suddenly you have to wake up at a certain time to go to class, and suddenly you have to, conduct your day in a certain way. And I have a scooter like most of the other athletes here at Georgia, but I never use it. And I think for that is because I actually do enjoy the walking, and it's sort of additional fitness I can just do to keep moving. And I think sometimes scooting I've had problems in the past with scooting. For example, like turning the corner too hard and the scooter comes out underneath me and me sliding 10 meters, but. I'm not trying to hurt myself anymore. So just walking, staying safe. I digress.
No, and I mean, I think there's a lot of respect from me and everyone else at UGA for you not using the scooter.
Hey, the thing is, I have seen what some people do on the scooters here. just absolutely mindless. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you scooting on a footpath with, these tiny little people around you, like 25 miles an hour like this? I'm like, you're going to hit someone. And then you do. Oh. Like, me personally, I don't want to crash into someone because I know if I crash into someone, not only is it going to hurt them a lot, but it's going to hurt me too. Yeah. And I'm not trying to experience that pain. I've done it before, I guess.
I crashed a scooter once and I'm never touching nothing again. It's my moral story.
Yeah, but that was a huge tangent, but yeah.
But I'm curious. You committed to Harvard in, I think it was 2022. Not Harvard, excuse me. UGA
Georgia.
2022.
November.
But be honest with me now. What did your Harvard friends think about you and getting your master's at UGA? And if you don't like them, you can also tell us their name.
No. I mean, all my friends have been incredibly supportive because I think that I have the Harvard degree. I show that I am somewhat, competent. And yes, Georgia on the paper is not the highest of levels in terms of like an Ivy League school, but I didn't come here to say, oh yeah, I went to another Ivy League school. I came here to say I have my Harvard degree, but then I went to a system and a program that is elite and professional. Like Georgia, like you can look at the football team as an example. Like those guys are pro athletes. And that's the same way we're treated here in track and field as well. Like we have incredible facilities, incredible staff. We have incredible programming. And I think more importantly, it's the attitude that they sort of really instill within us and the discipline they instill with us makes us professional. So that's the reason why I came here. And I think all my friends respect that.
You're just giving me the smart answer. I want right.
What answer do you want?
So you're giving me the safe answer. That's why I'm getting pissed
answer?
at you because I know somebody at Harvard had the stink under their nose and they told you why the fuck are you going at UGA?
Yes, I had some people sort of say, "Oh, but like you could go to Duke or something like that, or you could go to another school to look good." But let's face it, right? Anyone who has any idea about colleges in the US will see Georgia and UGA as like, I would love to go to that bloody school. Like, are you serious, bro? Have you not been to Athens, Georgia? Like incredible nightlife, incredible bloody, athletic stuff going on. Like the football games, unreal. Like my boy Alex came down for the Auburn game this year, and the Auburn game is probably one of the most underwhelming games this year in terms of like atmosphere. But even he was like, oh man, that's crazy. Come on. At Harvard, we sometimes went to a football game, which is mostly just the Harvard-Yale football game. Probably had like 10,000 people on a good day.
Oh, wow.
Here you have 10,000 people, between like the road of Lumpkin to the football stadium. It's 50 meters of road. There's 10,000
It's a
people
dream.
there.
It's a dream.
It's incredible. Georgia's also a good school. Like Terry College, that's a good business school.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's not like a Harvard business school, but come on, I'm still learning accounting.
You're still learning some good shit.
Your debits and your credits aren't changing no matter where you go.
No.
You're still learning the right stuff.
And you already got Harvard on the resume. It's like, I could go to Duke, but come on.
Okay, so
It doesn't matter.
Since we got into this and we need to wrap up,
Oh,
we got a little game. We like to prepare little games for our guests. And for you, we have one. It's called Harvard or UGA.
We say a word, and you say who does it better.
oh my God.
And you can give an explanation for any one of these.
No, I'll try.
You have to say one word. It's either Harvard or UGA. Then later you can elaborate and do all your safe stuff where you get yourself in a comfortable position.
I will remain as vague as possible. No, I'm joking.
No, give us the real answer.
Give me the questions.
Campus.
Harvard.
Why?
Because it's beautiful. It's so historic. The buildings are like beautiful with all the brick architecture. Like if you ever come to my house, Lowell House, Lowell, I just say it's Lowell, but Lowell House, it's just beautiful. Like the bell tower, everything about it is so beautiful.
I won't lie, I've been there. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, Georgia's a pretty campus, but have you walked on the hills here, man? I walk 20 minutes to class. I'm sweating like a crazy.
And the next one, Harvard clubs or UGA Greek life?
I mean, I was not a part of either of them, but I feel like UGA Greek life is so much better. Like, have you been to the frat parties here? Like, I was at one. Where was this? Halloween. Somehow we got into one of them, and that was electric. Like, it was just a vibe, bro. Like Harvard. The problem with the Harvard parties, like they're fun on Harvard standards, but it's just loud music and a few people standing around. Here it's like people are throwing shit. Like it's going crazy. On my visit at the Fiji house, they had some DJ do like a massive performance. It's like people standing on the roof going crazy. There's probably like 15,000 people there or whatever. No, probably wasn't that many. 5,000 people there. Yeah. Electric.
Live music.
Oh, I mean, I'm not really part of either like scene, but live music. I don't know. Maybe Georgia. I mean, probably Georgia, but Harvard doesn't really have any live music. Nashville, Tennessee has live music. I was there a few weeks ago. Electric.
Ooh, was it good?
Oh, yeah. I'm going back with the boys. Yeah.
Football.
Next question. Georgia? Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me?
We did say that. I mean, we kind of knew the end. Yesterday, we were thinking about all the questions to ask you, and we're like, we kind of need to balance it out. And then we're like, we're putting all the good ones for us. Facilities.
Oh. I'd probably say Georgia, because in facilities, I also tie in like the quantity of it.
Ladies.
Georgia.
Bars.
Georgia. Harvard doesn't even have any bars, man.
Like nothing nearby?
I mean, they have Grendel's Den, which is a pub for all the townies, and some of the bars. You have downtown Boston, like, and like when I have my 15 economics P sets due on Sunday night, Monday morning, I'm not really going out most of the time. I mean, we do, but
yeah. And then what are your top 3 bars in Athens right now?
Oh my god. I love All Good.
All Good.
Because I love playing pool.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing is I have friends and they only like going to certain bars, including Silver, and Silver. Yeah, so I only go to Silver. so Silver's in the top 3 because I only go to Silver.
So
I love Silver.
It's a number 3. So
No,
here.
I love Silver because it's a vibe. You see everyone there, but at the same time, like there's only so much Silver I can get in my life. All Good's good. What else? Like, I feel once again we only go the same bars. Boar's Head's good.
Boar's Head. I like Boar's Head.
Boar's Head's
They
good.
got 2 pool tables too.
Plus, they got live music.
Yeah, they do sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a good vibe. I like the outdoor area as well, particularly in the fall.
In winter, it's not great.
Yeah, because in winter it's bloody freezing. Yeah. So
I always feel bad for the one bartender that's out there. She's just like this the whole time, and like I think 2 people come up.
She's
to the
not
bar the
having
whole
a good
night.
time.
No. They're pulling straws to see who's out there, and we also have weather.
Georgia.
Suit and tie or shorts
Suit
and
and tie.
flip-flops in winter.
Suit and tie.
No, you have to say UGA or Harvard.
Oh,
Suit and tie or shorts and flip-flops in winter.
in winter?
Mm-hmm. It's one of these is very common at UGA, and I probably did it like 2 days ago.
Well, I mean, in the winter.
We got him really confused.
But there's like, so I'd say either Harvard or Georgia, and then there's like a suit and tie or flip-flops.
Because you need to associate one to Harvard and one to Georgia.
Oh, Harvard definitely is more suit and tie. Like everyone has their nice overcoat.
So which one do you pick?
Okay, Harvard suit and tie, Georgia flip-flops. But the thing is, we had that at Harvard too.
Do you have flip-flops in the winter?
There's always that one guy going, man, I'm so tough, bro. It's not even that cold. I'm like, I know it's cold. Your feet are purple.
Bro, you know you're an idiot if you're wearing shorts in winter with a t-shirt and you're telling this guy that you're tough.
Hey. Actually, funnily enough, before I came here, I was wearing shorts and my roommate looked at me going, are you seriously going to wear shorts outside right now? I'm like, it's not that cold. It's like 5 degrees. And then I got something like, shit, it's actually pretty cold. Like, I'm going to go back here. I put my jeans on and we're good to go. But yeah.
Beautiful, man. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good chat.
Alexander Kolesnikoff, everybody!
Thank you.
Wait, how is he an underdog?
Granger saving us. Thank you very much. So we have been trying to do a segment for probably every episode we've done, but we forgot every time.
This
So
should be our
our
thing.
first. Why are you an underdog?
Oh, I think I'm an underdog because I feel like my whole life I've always been close, but I've never been that guy. And I want to be that guy. Thing is, I think last year was the first year where I was close to being that guy. I went to indoor nationals, ranked #1 in the country, but I did my back 2 weeks before. I could barely walk. I was on so many pain meds and whatnot. I've always been the underdog, but people know I have the potential. I believe and I know I have the potential too. So I don't know. I think the underdog, I think I could be the underdog, but I want to be the number one guy. So
Yeah. And
Right,
sounds like you're
I
gonna
hope
be.
the best for you, man. You deserve it.
I appreciate it, mate. But we just gotta work hard. That's the thing. So nothing's given. So
Oh, keep working hard.
I,
We ain't
I'm not
starting
gonna
now.
stop. I'm gonna get back and throw tomorrow because my throwing practice got cut short today. So I'm gonna keep going. But nah,
Love it.
we'll see how we go.
Love it.
Thank you,
Well, thank
buddy.
you very much.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Alex.
I appreciate it.